years of ownership. I have owned this STi for 10 years. It is the longest I have ever owned a car for. The longest I've ever owned a vehicle for before this was 6 years, and that was my SVT Focus. After 2 weeks of ownership, we decided to take this rally crossing. After it came back from a couple runs with some missing body panels, we decided to keep it more of a street machine. With the Northeast winters the way they are up here, this actually gets driven more for me in the winter. I just can't get enough of how this thing handles, accelerates, and has the ability to drift, stay sideways, and you can kind of always catch it. A little bit about how the car sits right now, 120,000 miles. It was driven as a daily for about 2 years straight. And then I had other cars in between then, like the Fiesta ST, the Saab rally car, so it kept the mileage off it. I'm going to talk about all the modifications and how they've held up in another video. But right now, let's just say that it's lived almost all of its life as a Cobb Stage 1 tuned car. That means intake, axle back exhaust, and other light tunings throughout the car for performance. But then suspension and everything else, you just were able to go nuts with. Now, if I didn't like it, I took it off the car. So I played with the car for the last 10 years, fiddling with all the suspension to how I like it and the performance to how I like it. In 2010, I traded my 2006 WRX for this car. My goal was to choose an STi that had the lightest amount of modifications and the best running mechanical condition possible. I guess I chose the right one because 10 years later, this is still on its original internals, stock turbo still, original turbo, and this thing just cranks. Thankfully, I learned to data log as soon as I got this thing from the 2006 WRX, so I was able to really keep a good tab and a good eye on the condition of the car and what was going on performance-wise and mechanically. Data logging and learn how to read them, in my opinion, is essential to having a reliable Subaru, especially with all the amazing technology available to you with the Cobb Access Port and other engine management systems that are around. Owning these cars, I've learned to maintenance Subarus at a level I never thought I was able to do possible. I mean, it's just incredible the Lego-ness of these cars and how they fit together. Once again, thanks so much everyone for the support. It really means the world to me that this channel even does what it does. I mean, it's humbling. So thank you once again.